Hey, what's going on out there, guys? So I just wanted to do this one from the heart. This one is a special one. These are my top 5 takeaways that I feel contributed to the science of the come up for one of my favorite entrepreneurs. This guy is the chairman and CEO of one of the largest media agencies in New York. He's known for taking his dad's liquor store business from a $3 million business to a $60 million business. And was real good friends with the late great Nipsey Hussle. Gary V, y'all. Stick around, check it out, and I hope this is helpful.
It doesn't matter. 99% of things don't matter. How do you allow yourself to look at the small things, like somebody has a nicer car, or somebody has more followers on Instagram? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that your boss is suppressing you because she or he is flawed and insecure and will block you from the next step. It doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because you're in control. You're more than welcome to take a step back, to sell your home, to go rent from a worse apartment, to buy one less pair of shoes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you get D's and F's. You know why? Because when real life kicks, that shit doesn't map. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your sister's winning or losing. It doesn't matter if your best friend's making $100,000 a year and you haven't figured out who you are. It doesn't matter. My friends, the only thing that matters is how you judge yourself inside your head, and do you understand where you're going and how you're gonna do it and how long you have to get there. Because all the things that are being thrown at you on a daily basis that make you judge yourself in the short term don't matter. Literally, 99% of my answers to my management team, my best friends, the ones I care about the most. And why? During this project that is pouring out of me with a clarity and an ease that I struggle to, even though I am and always will be a communicator, I have to put this down on film, tape, video, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It just doesn't matter. Do you understand? Literally every single thing that you can come up with right now to tell me why not, why you can't, why you were dealt the short straw, why it's not meant to be for you. All those artificial doubts that were poured into your brain by your inner circle and your outer game don't matter. Are complaining, we are making excuses, and we do it every day because it feels a lot better to shit on somebody else than look at yourself and shit on yourself. And by the way, this is one man's point of view. I don't look at anybody else. I have no fucking idea what you guys are up to. And I shit on myself every day. I critique everything I do. Everything is my fault, period, end of story. I can sit and dwell on all the things. Somebody hits me with a fucking car tomorrow, I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have left the house that early. You get into that fucking mindset, I promise you shit changes. You need to fucking suffocate your bullshit. You're at this conference, that means you need to suffocate your bullshit, period. You either need to figure out who's holding you back and their judgment and go to them. I want you to get out of this fucking conference, go to your car, call your mom and say, fuck you. If she's the person that is suppressing you because she's miserable and misery loves company. I'm being dead serious with you. I understand it's not a popular thing to say. I understand, but there's only a couple things that I'm seeing in the world today, which is people aren't doing things because they're fearful of other people's judgments, which usually comes from parenting or environment or circumstance, and they're still keeping negative energy around them because they're obligated, and I get it. I have negative people in my life too that I keep around as well, but to let that dictate your only life is fucking ludicrous. In life, you have two situations, binary, and they're both winning formulas or they're losing formulas, and they start the same way. You were born, and you were either born with too much because your parents are rich and they got shit, like my kids, or you're born with too little, the way I was born in a fucking piece of shit house in Belarus in Russia, right? That's it. You're either born with too much or too little. And both are strengths and weaknesses. Your fucking mindset decides it. I sit in rooms every day. And you guys know I love to sit with kids and jam and do shit. Almost every day, I have a situation. Every month, I will meet at least one person that's gonna cry to me that they don't have anything and it's hard. And they didn't get lucky and they got nothing and it's hard. And then I will equally have dinner with somebody else who will tell me that it's hard and difficult. Happened today downstairs because they had too much. They're not hungry because their parents did everything for them. Their mom and dad fucked them up because they gave them too much. Which the people that have nothing, a bunch of you just sat. I've had people who have $50 million trust funds cry to me at dinner that their life sucks because they've never fought for anything, they never did anything, and they don't have any purpose, and they're lost, and they're suicidal. Which the people in here that were born with nothing are like, fuck you. Right? A bunch of you are like, fuck that, right? It's because you don't know the alternative. Everybody's pointing at everybody else without understanding. Nobody's deploying empathy. Nobody's deploying empathy. Everybody's worried about what's their issue without realizing everybody's got fucking issues. My friends, let's just get to the punchline. Nobody gives a fuck about your problems. Nobody gives a fuck about your problems because it's true. Either they've got their own fucking problems, right? Or they're just focused on some other shit, but they can't empathize with you. And more importantly, if you think that somebody owes you something because you started at a disadvantage, you're a fucking loser. You have to understand that's your advantage. Who do you think fucking rises and wins? Have you guys paid attention to what's actually happening on Earth? Have you guys paid attention to who actually wins? It's fuckers that had nothing, that had motivation to get something. So many people are asking me, like, how do I live my dream, Gary? And, I don't have time. I have mortgages and bills and responsibilities in my job. I don't have time for my side hustle, my Twitch channel, my Instagram account, my Shopify store selling hoodies. And I keep getting to this new place, which is, talk to me about your bills. Like, why'd you buy an apartment that stretches you? Why is your car so fancy? Like, why do you need the new Gucci every time? Like, why are you going out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night? Like, why are you going to Coachella? Like, why are you going to Avengers opening night and buying the biggest piece of popcorn and candy? Like, the answer to all of your questions is not how much money you make or how much time you have, it's what you're spending your money on. But Gary, I want to live my life. I'm like, cool, but you're also complaining for, like, this is one thing. You can do both. You can't complain that you can't do your dream. Dreams require sacrifices. Dreams require sacrifices. People don't want to sacrifice because they're so used to mommy or daddy or the system or the government or something else taking care of both. It's not how it works. You don't get to the 1% land. You don't get to that unbelievable place of happiness. You don't get to live your dream. You're not entitled to your dream. You have to fucking bleed for your fucking dream. You're not entitled to your dream. You're not entitled. Nobody's entitled to be an amazing dancer. Nobody that tours the world and gets to dance and open for Beyonce and make $580 a year and fucking live it and go to fucking, Monaco on the fucking weekends. Like, it's not how it works. Everybody starts at zero. Some people start at different places, but anybody who does it for themselves has to sacrifice. Like, yes, like, move.
I have a question about passive income, and
okay.
I want to know what kind of trends do you see for a person interested in that? I don't want to be stuck in an office 9 to 5 for the rest of my...
Well, passive income comes in two forms. 97% of the form is the douchiest, shittiest thing on earth, and 3% is the tried and true thing that has actually created passive income in the history of mankind. So let's find out which side you're on. How are you thinking about, when you say passive income, do you mean what do you mean?
I mean not having to work all day long. I want to be on a beach in Mexico instead of being on an office in Sweden in cold November.
Are you being serious right now?
Yes, I'm serious.
Okay. The quickest way to not be on a beach in Mexico is to think that passive income exists. It's a bad mindset. I really believe that. I think the reason so many scumbuckets are making so much money is because you're buying stupid fucking courses over and over, thinking there's some fucking magic formula for passive income. Passive income looks like this. You take money that you can afford to go to zero, and you put them in the two places that have historically created passive income. Public markets, that you don't care if it goes up and down and you just wait to the end, or real estate, and you hope that your real estate area doesn't get crushed. Everything else almost doesn't exist.
I'm thinking more of real estate because I've been involved in it in Sweden.
Love it.
And for all the Danish people, it's pretty like the government is very restricting on creating a real estate business. It's a lot of taxes. It's really hard if you don't have the money in the beginning. And
so shouldn't you work your face off to get money, not buy dumb shit like a watch and then put it into the real estate?
Yes, I should.
Okay. Look, you know, and I think you know, and I'm happy I can see your energy. I'm so passionate about this issue. There are people that are ripping people off at the level of hundreds of millions of dollars because they're selling this dream because they made a video with pretty girls in a beach in the background and are making people spend $1,000, $2,000. It's breaking my heart. Passive income doesn't exist, and anything that starts with I don't want to work is already a problem. What you need to do is, I understand I don't want to work in an office or something I'm not passionate about. The best way to make money is to make less money than you're making now, enough to still live, because you gotta live, around something that does interest you because you wake up 8 years later and something good is actually happening. So it's not everybody wants to make it the extreme of, I'm sitting in my job, I hate it, this sucks, all the way to beach in Mexico. But there's a real in between, which is why I wrote Crush It, which is at night, when you're done with your shit job that is paying for the life that you have to live right now, you don't take some of that money and buy dumb shit like 17 beers watching the World Cup. What you do instead is you work on something on the internet that costs you nothing to start, save all those dollars, build something for yourself over 7 years, and then transition from the shit job to your own business. That's passive.
Okay, thank you.
So there you have it. My top 5 takeaways for what I feel contributed to the science of the come up for Gary Vee. It's tremendous what this guy's been able to teach. He changed my life. To some people, he's the second coming of Jesus. I know that's a little bit on the extreme side, but I get it in metaphor to, just the way he's kind of just opened the eyes of so many people out there. And I was fortunately one of those people, okay? You just got to pay attention to what's happening. That's just the basic message. Forget what other people judge you by or say about you, because at the end of the day, you only got one life to live for yourself. So might as well make the most of it, all right? So I hope this one was helpful. Let me know what your favorite takeaway from this one was. Like it, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, share it, and I appreciate the support. We'll see you guys in the next one.